All right, beautiful people. Welcome back to another amazing and impactful episode of the Truvel Forever podcast, where we try to live our best life through the lens of holistic health. I'm your host. Yeah, that's new. Just put the lens up. All right. We'll see if I keep it. I'm your host, Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game. And as usual, I have the melanated, the curl-rific, the ring shining, the health queen herself. Introduce yourself, please.
What's up, party people? My name is Sinclair, aka Theee, Health Nerd. And it's nice to be here. We did switch our days to Saturday, so I have to get out of the habit of saying it's nice to be here another Sunday afternoon.
I like Saturdays better, personally.
Yeah, I think it is nice to get it out the way for the weekend.
Agreed. And another thing that I like better is she did not start singing to y'all. So you're welcome. All right, so keep on.
Party people, shouldn't have said nothing. Hey, okay.
Oh, I was gonna let you groove out. You won't groove out, do right. Anyway, welcome back to another episode. This is episode 21, and I did party dance, hey, diddy bop, all that. So I did let our community on Play Black Wall Street know that we will be doing a giveaway on this episode because it is the 21st episode. 1921 is when the community of Tulsa, Greenwood, Oklahoma was burnt down and destroyed. So in remembrance and honor of 1921, we will be giving away, how many games do we want to give away?
3, 5.
Let's do 5 games. All right, we will be giving away 5 games in this podcast episode. Y'all wait for the code later on. But before we get into the episode, open space, Queen. Anything that you want to talk about? Anything good in your week that came up? Any lows? What's up? Talk to us. Talk to us.
It was a pretty solid week. I feel like we got our, I don't know how much of it I want to share, but we're moving potluck further along. We got our...
What is potluck?
Potluck, I don't know if we've talked about that before. Potluck is an app where home chefs, like myself, can sell food from their home kitchens. So, like similar to an app like a Grubhub or Uber Eats where you get food from restaurants, but instead you're getting delicious home-cooked meals because nothing beats unhome-cooked.
Nothing. When your foot's in it, ankles in all the way to the knees, come on, give me that food.
It just nourishes your soul.
Facts.
So we got another chef committed to be on the app. So just another step forward. 888. So making good strides. That was a good thing. I think a great thing because I feel like it's, and it gets hard when you keep putting yourself out there and you don't get anything back for a while. Obviously, that's part of the grind. That's part of accomplishing anything, but it's part of entrepreneurship. But it does get a little bit discouraging if you don't get that energy back. So every now and then, feel like the universe sends you a little reminder, like, oh no, you're on the right path. Keep going. So it's like it's a little like, all right, cool. The energy I need to keep going. So that's good.
Nice.
What about yours?
My week was also pretty good. As you know, because you did them, completed some POs, our first set of purchase orders for Play Black Wall Street. That's exciting.
Yep.
I feel like I don't like POs, and even E.T., the hip hop preacher, talked about POs don't excite me, but what they represent does excite me. So I think once you get to the level where you're dealing with institutions and you're completing POs, that's a good situation.
Good problem
to
to
be
have.
Right. So thank the stars and the universe that again I have this analytical mind over here, this detail-oriented mind to be able to take care of those things, and I can keep doing what I like to do, and I keep teaching Play Black Wall Street Academy. Second week is going, so we got our scholars tomorrow. We're going to teach them, and we have a special guest, DJ JD Foundation. Shout out Dom Jordan. So yeah, I think I'm loving the fact that we're getting better at delegating the tasks that go well with our personalities because we assessed ourselves. So I think that's been also solid moving forward. Anything else you got before we get into the good stuff? Alright, so we appreciate y'all rocking with us like the intro. Again, there will be a giveaway later, so stick around. But for now, let's get into the episode. Alright, so today's episode is kind of building upon what we talked about yesterday or last episode.
Time is that much of a work for you, huh?
Time. It's because I was reviewing that episode yesterday because I was doing a IG post. But last week, episode 20, we did a episode on under construction, right? And it was really about assessing yourself as a temple, as a castle, and how can you make steps forward to renovating your castle and putting value out there into the world. Got some good feedback, got some good energy, so much love for y'all. Keep sending us the feedback, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. But we wanted to make sure that when you're moving forward in your temple, in your castle, that you are doing so from a place of love.
Yeah.
All right, so we don't want y'all to look at your house, look at yourselves, and think of all the bad things. Like, that's why we said assess first. Where's the value that you do have? Because everyone has that intrinsic value or gift. So we want y'all to, instead of coming from a lens of like critiquing yourselves, come from a place of love. Like, I love myself so much that I want to make sure that my temple is the best temple it can be. I already love this part of my temple, but I think I can improve this part of my temple. But long story short, today's going to be about self-love. And you see the sweatshirts. You know, self-love has been a thing that we've been kind of about since the beginning. Trail forever, like, initially started as really like ourselves making sure that we're living long enough to see our kids, our grandkids, and really valuing our bodies. So we're just kind of taking it to another level, and I want to talk to you about self-love. So, Queen, let's see. I kind of want to start, and you let me know if you don't want to start here. I kind of want to start off with how you can affirm yourself with your own words. Because a quote is ringing in my head that you said, don't know what podcast episode this was, but you were talking about how the brain doesn't know the difference between listening to a lie or listening to the truth.
Yep. So
if you're saying stuff, your brain and your body is absorbing all of it as fact.
Yep.
And it can obviously affect you. So I want to start off with self-affirmations.
Yeah, so it's whatever you tell yourself, you will believe. And so that's going back to what you're saying on, like, your brain doesn't know the difference. So if you're telling yourself, oh, I'm fat, oh, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, whatever it is, you are going to believe it. You are going to start believing that. And even if it's, I'm not necessarily talking about physically telling yourself that. Hopefully you're not doing that. But even these subconscious thoughts.
Thinking it, wow.
Thinking it, yes. When you look in the mirror, if it's like, ugh, those thoughts are going to stick with you. And that is, your brain, your whole body is going to react in a way that's like, these are all of my flaws. I don't appreciate or love myself. If you're only picking out the flaws. So I think that's why self-affirmation is so important, because you're showing yourself, you're showing your brain, your body, that you do love yourself, because these are the things that you're pointing out. No, I am smart. No, I do have these skills. No, this is my superpower, and I'm owning it. Like, those are all things where if you really own it, like, your whole demeanor is going to change. And it's hard for you to notice these things because you're always in yourself, like, you're always in your own head. But your actions are going to be different when you start to tell yourself positive affirmations, rather than always critiquing yourself on a daily basis. Your actions are going to come from a different place, so they're gonna be a little bit different. I think you're going to get into this a little bit later, but they're probably going to be more sustained if you're coming from a place of love than from a place of hate. And I remember hearing a quote on some podcast, I don't even remember which one it was, but they were saying, like, they were talking about weight loss. And how it's important to come, again, from a place of love. So even if in your current state, if you're trying to lose weight, it's still important to, in your current state, be comfortable with how you look, be comfortable with your outer appearance and your inner appearance. Because if you don't, then you're going to be looking at yourself and be like, ugh, I don't like what I'm seeing. And I remember the quote specifically, they said, like, you can't hate yourself thin, or you can't hate yourself to your goal. And I was like, wow, that's deep. You know, that's true. And I feel like that's something that I have to keep in mind, even with myself, because I am a very critical person. And obviously, if I'm critical to others, I'm critical to myself. I'm extremely critical to myself. So that's something that I've had to keep in mind of like, okay, you may not have the exact physical structure that you want, but regardless of what your outer appearance looks like, you are still a beautiful, strong woman who, you know, doesn't need to look a certain way to know your self-worth. So I think that's extremely important.
Of course. And, you know, I say it all the time, but you are beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Anytime. Literally. All the time. So can we talk through a few maybe self-affirmation exercises that you can do either daily, weekly, whatever it is? I have one that I've been doing for the past week and a half. It's kind of on the extreme side, to be honest with y'all. Like, I was watching a video on becoming a visionary, and one of the action items this person gave was, for the next 7 days, I want you to write down 100 things that you will do, but write them down as if you've already done them. And I was like, that's interesting. So I took that concept. I didn't do exactly what his instructions were, to be honest with you, but I mixed it in with affirmations and things that I want to do that I will say I've already done. For example, I'll say like, I am smart. I am a visionary. I will sell 10,000 board games. Or I have sold to 10,000 board games. Our board game is in Target. Our marriage is strong. Like, just saying things that I want to make sure are fact, and I want to make sure my brain thinks that they are fact. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I've been feeling good.
There you go.
The past 7 days, like, and I'm pretty sure I told the queen, like, I don't know what it is. Like, I've been doing this 100 affirmations / 100 visionary statements. I've also been running a little bit more. I don't know if it's which one or the combination, but my energy levels have been great. My confidence in certain meetings have definitely increased. Like, I feel like I'm more willing to talk up, and my thoughts, y'all know I be scatterbrained sometimes, but it seems like in these meetings, at least, my thoughts are a little bit more directional. So yeah, that's one exercise that I would say or recommend for folks to do, is write down every day. It doesn't have to be 100, but maybe start off with just 5 self-affirmations. I am beautiful. I am smart. I am beautiful and black. I will have wealth. I will be a great husband. I am a great father. Like, whatever it is. I'm not a father yet, but I do want to be a great father when the time comes. Thank you, Queen. Just, write down those affirmations, and the more you say that to yourself, the more your brain sees it, hears it, thinks it, the more those statements will become fact.
And I think it goes back to what we were saying. I think probably why it makes you feel better is because if you were to think about how would you feel in life if you have after you've accomplished all those things on that list.
Right.
You'll feel amazing. You're gonna feel on top of the world. You're gonna feel accomplished. You're gonna feel like you're the king of the world. So I think that's why it works. Again, your brain doesn't know the difference. So I feel like after days and days of reminding yourself of these things, you're gonna start to act like you already accomplished these things, which is a good thing, because your demeanor but also your actions are going to be of one that has already done these things.
Right.
So then they will come true.
Right.
So I think that's probably how it works, and it's very interesting. And I haven't started that myself, but I would like to start on a much smaller scale.
Yeah, started. I mean, I think the 100 is definitely overboard, because I feel like I end up repeating myself probably often, so maybe it's only like 70 unique things. But I think it's more so the sitting down, and for 10, 20, 30 minutes, you're thinking of all positive things.
Right.
So the fact that the first thing when you wake up, positivity, and there's no limit to what you can do to yourself, I think is what makes the exercise also good.
Yeah.
And then to what you're saying, it almost becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yep.
If I say for the next month, every morning I wake up and I say, I'm going to sell 10,000 board games. We're going to sell 10,000 board games. Our game is in Target. one day we're gonna look up and it's like, oh snap, is that our game in Target right there?
Right. When you do an affirmation, like, oh snap, I actually did this.
Yeah, it actually came through. And like, there's some things that the Queen is helping the business do that I think are going to get us to that position to be in Target. So I think, yeah, it also just keeps us motivated. So yeah, that would be my suggestion. Wake up, 5-10 things, boom, write down your affirmations. Queen, you got anything for self-affirmations, any exercises that you've heard of that you do personally?
I don't have any specific exercises, but again, as a person that is more on the critical side, even with myself, I will say that it's going to be hard if you're trying to go from one end of the spectrum to the other. Like, nothing happens overnight, right? But what I'm noticing with myself is I'm able to catch myself a lot sooner. I think before I really wouldn't catch myself. It was normal. I would critique myself on a daily basis. But I think at least now I am able to catch myself afterwards. And I think that the next step is going to be beforehand, like even catching myself like, nope, that's not a productive thought. That's not a thought filled with self-love, so let's not even go there. But at least now I feel like I may have, those very critical thoughts or whatever. Man, you're so lazy or whatever, and it's like, whoa, calm down. Let's take it a step back. You're not lazy. You decided to do this, blah, 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 instead of what you were supposed to do. I understand why you did that, Sinclair. I feel like we've had.
If you're talking to yourself, and you know you're talking to yourself, that's okay. If you're talking to yourself and you don't know,
I know I'm talking to myself. Don't laugh like that.